We've come to an end of an era in Chicago as Eddie Jackson's time as a Chicago Bear seems to be over. While no official word can come from the Bears yet, Eddie Jackson let the word slip that he will be playing elsewhere in 2024. The writing was already on the wall, but I did believe there was a chance Bojack would return. At the end of the day, his cap hit was simply way too high, especially for a 31-year-old safety whose best production is in the past. Eddie Jackson was scheduled for a cap hit of $18.4 million for the upcoming season. I believe the Bears might have approached him about taking a pay cut, but the two sides were not able to come to an agreement, and it looks like he will be released sometime after the Super Bowl once the new league year goes into effect. What does this mean for the Bears, and how much cap space will they save? Let's get right into it. The Bears will save $12.56 million on this year's cap by cutting Eddie Jackson, but they will take on a $5.58 million dead cap hit in 2024 and $1.59 in 2025. Nearly $13 million in savings is huge, though, and allows the Bears to be spenders again in free agency. I also expect Cody Whitehair to be released, but I don't expect him to go on social media and post about it. Cody is due to make $13.25 million this year. Cutting him would save an additional $9.15 million. So if the Bears release Cody Whitehair and Eddie Jackson as expected, they will gain an additional $21 million in cap space. The total number is around $21.8 million, with an additional dead cap hit of $10 million for this season. The Bears currently have $46.9 million according to Over the Cap. The extra money would give them approximately $68.7 million this offseason. That's plenty of money to sign Jaylon Johnson and add a couple of starters in free agency before heading into the NFL draft with 2 top 10 picks. The Bears are in an enviable position, but this really moves safety up the list for biggest needs heading into the offseason. Bojack will be missed. I won't pretend he had his best year in 2023, but he is a former All-Pro and one of the better Bears draft picks of the last decade. He had 8 interceptions in his first 2 seasons, but he only had 7 total over the last 5 years, with 4 of them coming in 2022. He missed 7 tackles this season and had his worst PFF grade of his career at 58.8. His $18.4 million cap hit was simply too much for a 31-year-old safety. I've always been a big fan of Eddie Jackson, and I had hoped that he would maybe take a big pay cut to stick around for another year, but that does not seem to be the case. This move should further point towards a deal with Jaylon Johnson getting done, hopefully sooner rather than later. We have an extremely talented young secondary, but now we have a pretty big hole at free safety. I like Elijah Hicks a lot, but I would not feel comfortable going into next season with him as our starter, unless we added some competition. With Jaquan Brisker, Kyler Gordon, Jaylon Johnson, Tyreek Stevenson, and Terrell Smith, we have a ton of talent in the secondary, but we do need another safety. I've already spent a few hours digging deeper into this year's potential free agent safety class, which looks surprisingly good if some of these guys hit free agency. And I'll be paying more attention to this year's safety class in the draft as well. I'll be back tonight with my early rankings at safety for the NFL draft and my top potential free agents. Stick around for that one, guys. You don't want to miss it. I wish Eddie Jackson some luck. I just hope he signs with a team that is not in the NFC North. Always hate to see a fan favorite go, but the writing was on the wall for this one. Nothing but love for Bojack and wish him well wherever he ends up. Thanks to everyone who watches. Please remember to hit that like button for me. Stay tuned, and until next time, bear down.